All right, here's some funny news and also a little bit interesting news.
It's ridiculous.
All right, so the Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. A new novel was announced for the franchise, and yeah, we don't cover the book industry here, but the real news for us is that an hour later, Lionsgate was like, yep, we're making a movie. As soon as the novel was announced, they're like, yeah, okay, we're going to do it. Novel could be bad. They haven't really said anything about it. The novel could actually be awful, and the Lionsgate's committed. They need their franchises. I don't think I've ever seen a movie being announced this quickly after a novel or a previous source material was announced as well. I find it absolutely hilarious, but it's set for a 2026 release. At this point, it probably could come out before the novel. I don't know. So similar to those Game of Thrones seasons that came out. Director Francis Lawrence, he is apparently attached to direct it again. He's directed all of the Hunger Games movies, including the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, except for the first Hunger Games movie. And the novel is supposedly following the Second Quarter Quell. I think that's the 25th Hunger Games. I don't know. Is it the 25th or 50th? I don't know. Yeah,
It'd be the 50th, right? If it's quarter.
Second
quarter.
It must be, yeah.
50.
But it was won by Haymitch, which is Woody Harrelson's character through those original 4 Hunger Games movies. So box office for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was 166 million domestically, 337 million worldwide. It was massively down from the original Hunger Games. So, Nan, what are your thoughts on this movie being announced? Are you keen for it? And is there really a market for more Hunger Games in terms of the box office potential for it?
I would go see it, but Jesus Christ, Lionsgate just absolutely pounced on this, didn't they? Like, wow. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't have announced the film if the book wasn't coming out shortly. I feel the writer, I forgot her name, has probably already finished the book. It just needs to obviously, get the final touch-ups and release. But 2026, I can see this getting delayed to 2027, if not a bit more, just to give time for the book to breathe. But
yeah,
I've been wrong before. Looking at you, Game of Thrones. But yeah, it's almost like Harry Potter territory now, where they're getting the same director come in to direct the films.
Don't remind me, yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to get here. I think a new director can breathe new life into the Hunger Games. I mean, yeah, sure, he did fantastic work in 2, 3, 4, and the prequel.
Ballad, yeah.
Yeah, as my mind went blank there for a second. But I think a new director with new ideas can really make this film a lot better than what Francis Lawrence can do. Second Quarter Quell, does anyone really want to see a 50th anniversary one? No. Everyone wants to see the very first Hunger Games and how that idea came about. Why do they keep going to stupid milestone events? The milestone event is the very first one.
What was Ballad of the Songbird and Snakes? What was that?
I think it was 10th. 10th, yeah. Like, just make a book or write a book or make a movie based on the very first one and see what fucked up people had a great idea to have the Hunger Games and actually make it work, Yeah. Like, that's money right there. That will probably make more than Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and a hell of a lot more than this. Because we all know Woody Harrelson's not going to be in this film unless it's right at the end as like a I'm older now cameo.
What if
that
he's
just makes no
de-aged?
sense. Ugh, God. I'm out. But, to be fair, I'm not surprised. I mean, if a Hunger Games book was going to be announced, the film was always going to follow, That's just how studios are nowadays. But I'm surprised about how fast it took. An hour. That has to be a record. And I hope other studios don't take a page out of Lionsgate's book. Actually wait until the actual book or source material is released to see if it's worth making a film.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you're going to make a film and it's a shit book, you best be damn sure that you make the film better than the book. Because you clearly have the product in front of you to know, I can make that better, that better, that better. But 2026, let's go.
Oh man, yeah, this one was hilarious, because yeah, it's another case where I saw a novel was announced, and I was like, oh okay, yeah, that's cool. Went to bed, woke up, oh yeah, that the movie's being made. I'm like, oh, of course. This really what we've come to in Hollywood though,
Yep.
where it's just like immediately, and we're like, yeah, okay, we're making a movie straight away. I don't like it. I want to give the benefit of the doubt because I was adamantly against Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I had it my least anticipated for 2023, and I actually came to really, really like it. I have my issues with it. I think the last half an hour to an hour of the movie is kind of dragged out, but overall, I thought the movie was done pretty well. It made me interested in the Hunger Games again. But now that this has come out, I'm questioning things again, whether it's like maybe the Hunger Games is that kind of one-hit wonder of a franchise. Like you can't just keep, there's no tail to that franchise where you can keep kind of milking the audience's attention for it. At least Harry Potter, the Wizarding World is grand and there's lots to explore. Lord of the Rings, that world is huge. People want to see more of it on the big screen. But Hunger Games, people are there for the Hunger Games. And the concept is the same from the first one to whatever number it went to, right? So the element of surprise for the Hunger Games is, gone from the first one. You have to be really interesting to make people come back for another Hunger Games movies. Obviously, it starts with characters, make people care about the characters. I don't think anyone's going to care that it's Haymitch, despite seeing Woody Harrelson. The only thing interesting about that is it's by the District 12 or something like that, one of the poorer districts, and them winning it over the really rich ones that train for the Hunger Games. So that could be an interesting thing that we can see, but it still gives me no faith in this. I'm going to have to see more about it. I'm going to have to see how the novel is received before I can kind of get excited for it. But this time I will back off a little bit with being so against this movie coming out as I was with Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Honestly, they probably should have just continued Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I think you have a great foundation there, and you could probably improve upon that with a sequel of it. And it was quite open-ended.
Yeah, and really capture how President Snow's rise to president came.
Yeah.
Don't think.
For sure.
There's a lot to be explored in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure, man. All right, we are going to move on to a new segment now. But we're having some technical difficulties. I am trying to share my screen with Nayan. Nayan, is it going through, dude? You seeing everything?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, you can see everything? Okay,
yep.
Cool. So Nayan can follow along. So, you don't need to look at it now, Nayan. You can look at me right now.
I want to look at the actors.